What's going on, people? This is Lawrence D. Adams, and I'm ready to go live right now. I'm going to drop the music right quick, and we're going to talk about this because it is right now. How you guys doing? How you feeling out there? How's it going? This is Lawrence D. Adams, and we're going to talk about what most people forget to tell you about the game. What most people forget to tell you about the game is about to be very intense. Very intense here. What most people forget to tell you about the game, even I have forgot to say, let me bring this light up a little bit, forgot to tell you about this. And if you do not exercise this, the game may not work for you. As we all know, game is just strategy. Game is just strategy. What's going on? Peace, my brother. Peace. Hi, good morning. So what most people forget to tell you about the game. So when I tell you this, it's going to be real. Good morning. What's going on? What's going on, Miss Old School? What's going on? What most people forget to tell you about the game. I have a course that I need to sit down and just complete called Love and Respect. But I must share this part of the game that is so paramount, and so important, that if you do not get this, you're going to mess up and be led astray, even from the content that I share. That's how intense this is. Matter of fact, I might just have to take my hat off right quick. If I want to rock it, I'll rock it this way. But if you do not get this, I don't care what content you listen to, even mine. But if you don't understand this part of the game is just strategies. That's how I define it here. I define game as just strategy. But this right here, I want you to really grab what I'm about to tell you, because most people forget to tell you about this. Even I forgot to even share this. Has anybody have a clue what I'm talking about? Magic. Anybody have a clue what it may be? Because if you have a clue what it is, it's serious. What's going on, Babe C? What's going on, Joe Blast? What's going on, Roscoe Star, Dre, Tish? What's going on? What's going on, my good people, my good sisters, my good brothers? But if you have a clue, inkling, what most people forget to tell you about the game. This is for men and women. And if you do not play the game right, you will be bent over. So let me get down to it. The game is not about love. The game is not about your feelings. The game, plain and simple, is ice cold. I don't care what level you play at. Your feelings have to be in check. You cannot enter into any arena with your leading with your feelings. You have to lead with your feelings in check. I don't care, you're a man, woman, whatever the case may be. Until you get your feelings completely in check, you will be a casualty of the game. When it comes to business, it's not personal. It's not personal. You have to have your feelings in check. Not that you do not have feelings, but the game is played at such a level that you got to have your feelings in check and pulled into order. I don't care who you are, who's listening. It's just that is what it is. You will slip up, you will mess up, and you will not succeed. Let's break it down to business. When you are in business, you're in business to make money. That means family, friends, whoever, you must charge them. It's not personal. It's just business. It's just what? Business. Plain and simple. It's that cold. If you slip up and say, well, I'll let that slide and let this slide, you will be in business, but you will be broke because you have not learned how to charge what you are worth. Because you're leading by your feelings and not by your business model that needs to take place and get paid. It's that cold. It is that cold. Until you understand that this is a business. The boys in 2021 need this. Broken grown men usually don't change. Right. The game is cold. It does not care what you think or how you feel. It is ruthless and unapologetic. Till you wake up and realize that, you will suffer and be a casualty of the game that someone is playing on you. I'm talking right today. I'm talking right today. You will be a casualty of the game being played on you because you're lost in your feelings. Am I saying not to have feelings and not to feel things and not to vent? No, I'm not saying for people to be robots and not to have emotions. But what I am saying is that your emotions must be pulled into check. If you're going to go to the next level, you're going to have to pull your emotions into check and pop into, we call it game face or whatever the case may be, where you are unbothered by the results or people's faces. You are unbothered by what? The results or people's faces. Because the game is unrelentless. It cares nothing about you. It's played whether you like it or not. I gave the example of business. When you're at the job, you got to learn how to play the game of the job. They care nothing about you. All they want is productivity. And once you get your feelings out the way and understand how it really is, then you can play at a different level and save your emotions for something else. You will drain yourself emotionally if you do not put your emotions into check. There will always be people saying and doing things against you, but you got to know how to pull your emotions into check and realize that the game is cold. I live in the Midwest. When it snows here, it gets cold. Either you are fully dressed or you will freeze. That's how tight it is. I talked about goals getting you to 2021 December, but I'm here to tell you, in order for you to get to 2021 December, you're going to have to pull it. Good question. How can we pull our emotions into order, especially and only related to being dragged? Okay. How can we pull our emotions into order, especially if you only relate to being dragged by your emotions? You pull your good questions. You always come with the best questions, bro. I tell you. You pull your emotions into check with your logic, or you face your emotions. I feel this way. Okay, I feel this way. I acknowledge it, because you do not want to stuff your emotions down and come and what do you call that? Compress it inside of you. What you want to do is face it, deal with it, and move on. And then you realize, if you realize that you're relating to others by using your emotions. You do relate to others by using your emotions, but and the thing of it is, you got to know when someone's using their emotions to manipulate you, because the game is relentless. You got to, how can you pull your emotions? You pull your emotions in order by facing them and saying, yeah, I feel this way. This is how I feel. Okay, great. Now that I acknowledge that, let me move forward. Let me not be led by that. The problem is people do not acknowledge how they feel and then they suffer because they stuff it inside of them. But when you acknowledge, yeah, I feel this way. Okay, you have your little time to vent, think, okay, this is what I need to do. Boom, you snap right out of it, and you get back. I give you an example. When a football player, when a team is out there and the quarterback throws an interception, he immediately can become emotionally attached to the results that just happened. So when they come back on the field, he has to forget what happened the last time he was on the field and begin to start again and throw the ball again, uncaring that he threw an interception the first time. That's how you have to be. You have to see it that way. So even though the quarterback threw an interception and the other team got it, and now he has to wait to get back on the field, he cannot be lost in the last play that he was on the field at. If not, he will lose the game and it would cause his team to actually morale to fall to the wayside. We are raised to suppress our true thoughts. We hold it until we snap, and that uses go back. That's very true. That's why I'm saying acknowledge how you feel. Yeah, I don't feel that I don't like that. This is not good. You have to acknowledge it. Because if you do not acknowledge it, like you said, it's the Coke bottle. You shake it up, shake it up. And then after so much pressure in there, it's going to erupt. You're going to hurt somebody. And most of all, you're going to hurt yourself. That's why I'm saying that you got to look at it, deal with it, and then move on. If you do not get this, your strategic moves will not work fine. Even here, you think on YouTube, let me just be a little transparent here. There's things that happen behind the scenes you have no clue about. But I had to get back every day, present and give the truth that I know. That's the true essence of the game, because it's strategic, it's thinking, and it's forward moving. How does this relate to men and women? I know you're going to ask that. You got to understand. You have to be thinking when it comes to men and women, your interaction. When you do, you're bound not to make the same mistakes that you made before. But what happens is this. You get in the old song of, I think it's New Edition, you lost in love. You're so lost in love and you're, oh, I love it. And guess what? While you're lost in love, not saying that you shouldn't have love. You shouldn't be lost in love. You should be awakening in love. You're being fiddled away. The game is cold and precise. I gave the example of the person who has a business, and I gave the person the example of when you do make a mistake. You can't allow your mistake that you did before stop you from moving forward. You got to acknowledge the emotions and then what? Move forward. If this is resonating with you, need to let me know in the chat room. Let me know that this is right where you need to hear. Because in 2021, you're going to have to be strategic, because that's what we use game defining here. But you're going to also have to realize that it's not personal. Like one of my favorite songs by Jermaine Jackson, man, y'all may not like Jermaine Jackson, but I like him. He said, don't take it personal. Easy come, easy go. You got to realize that's how it works. If you do not acknowledge that, you will be swallowed up like all the many others who have forgotten to tell you all of this in the midst of sharing game or sharing relationship advice, dating advice, and whatever the case may be. It is unmerciful. It does not care. It is the truth with no sugar on top. And when you realize there's no sugar on top, you can better take it because you know the reality of how it really is. Do you really think your job really cares about you? They only hired you to to solve a problem. Do you think you're in business just to be in business because it feels good? It has nothing to do with your feelings. It has everything to do with you getting the bottom line, and what that is: money. 2021 cares nothing about you. It's all about getting results. When you face that is about getting results, then you can go on and enjoy 2021 because you realize that it's the reality of it is that it cares nothing about you. So I want you to really wake up. This is a wake up, push you to wake up. This is what most people forget to tell you about it. This was what people, wow, are caught up in the rapture, caught up in the Anita Baker rapture of love. Will could have doomed many times. Right, bro. You caught up in the rapture of love. Ooh, do, 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 do. You gone. You caught up in the rapture of love. And guess what happens? Gone. Because you're not thinking. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong. This is not about being a robot. This is not being unemotionally available to the woman in your life. This is not it. Not saying that at all. But I am saying when it comes to being strategic, when you're moving around in life, when you move the chess pieces, it has nothing to do with your feelings. It has everything to do with your next two moves ahead. We don't want to accept it, but this is the truth. They do not care about you. The famous saying is, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? And once you realize that you can face that, you unattached to what's going on. You unattached. You can live a happy and productive life because you are unattached to the results and to what people will say or do. This may not what y'all want to hear on a Tuesday, but it's just the truth. Let me know in the chat room this resonates with you. I'm going to stop. I'm going to pull this music back up. Let me know in the chat room that this resonates with you, or you hear like, oh, this is right on point. Because once you realize that, you can make better decisions because you're not emotionally driven by the decisions. You are driven by what is completely right. Now, I understand how women are set up. They're going to process things through their feelings to get there. I understand that. Process your feelings, then get to the point where this is what I need to do. Men, you need to be at the point of, boom, this is where it is. And you deal with your feelings later. This is, in essence, the real game. This is where it really hits the rubber, hits the road. The game is the game. That's a hard thing to accept, that people care for that's the hard thing to accept, that people you care for so much may not or just don't care how you do. That's very true. This is completely cold. If you don't deal with the cold-bloodedness of this, it's like a snake that slithers. It cares nothing who's in its path. unless it come across a badger. Its job is to get either poison you, wrap itself around you, or to kill you. Unless it come across a badger, and then that's a different thing, and it ain't gonna deal with a badger. But this is the hardcore truth. When you can face the hardcore truth and you're not attached to what's being said, then you can move through life almost as if you're unbothered. Because when you are unbothered, this is what happens. Life begins to thank you. It's liberating. Thank you, Sigma. It is liberating. Salute. It is what? Liberating. I don't know why this is hurting me. It's liberating. It's liberating. When it is liberating, you are not attached to the results and to the people. This takes you to another level strategically. And when you are liberated, you can move freely through life like a bird in the air. I guess it hurts this way. Let me put it this way. You got to realize that sometimes you have to be that snake and actually do this. Men process the world through stimulus, logic, emotion. Women simulate emotional logic. 2021 is the year for us to just do what's needed to be done in a strategic manner, true to the game. It has nothing, you said it perfectly, to do with your feelings. 2020 should have told you that you should have told you that it has nothing to do. 2020 said, we don't care about you. We're going to lock you down. What are you going to do now? YouTube shadow ban your live, bro. That's okay. YouTube is shadow banning your live. It is. Because well, I can't use that word. I used to struggle. Thank you, Yoda. I used to struggle with being overly emotional to the point that I focus on getting revenge. The best revenge is to take after the best revenge is taking after you get more power. I was focused on the wrong thing. Right. The best truth is taken after you get more power. The best revenge is taken after you get more power. I was focused on the wrong things. 2022, 2021, it's about results. It is about results. Because the world cares nothing about you. ATL, Roswell Road, Big Chicken. Only you will know, get that. Let's get the likes up. The problem is this. Everyone wants to sell you some cookie cutter things and not tell you the truth. When you understand the truth, guess what happens? You are so liberated. You're liberated. Cobb County, you already know. You know about the Big Chicken. You know about Cobb County, Cumberland Mall, Dunwoody Mall. Got to live there to Atlanta, know what I'm talking about. Go down to 300, catch 285. Is it 285? Yeah, I think it's 285, whatever the case. Yeah. But my point is this, back to what we're talking about. Once you realize how cold it is, now you can look back and say, how have I been played? How have I been played? How was I emotionally blind to what was really going on? Right. How was I emotionally blind to what was going on? Because many of us have on emotional blockers that we can't see the truth. And when you can't see the truth of the matter, you get taken advantage of. So you got to think, how was I emotionally blind to what was going on? How was I? Once you realize that, you can take what I'm saying right now, because I'm not calling it a pill. I'm calling it the truth. You will face life at a whole different level. So I'm challenging you right now. In this, with this fifth day, is it the fifth day? Yeah, the fifth day. On this fifth day, get out of Disneyland. This is hard to do because we want to feel good. But once you realize how cold it is, guess what? You will be on the other side. Do you think 2020 cared about you? 2020 didn't care about you. All y'all gonna be on lockdown. You gonna all be on lockdown. No, you can't go to the bar. No, you can't go out. No, you can't make flights. You better. We're gonna run out of toilet paper. You're gonna be fighting over toilet paper. It care nothing about you. All it care about, you gonna do what we say do. It was emotionless. This is a hard pill to swallow. I know it is. It's a very hard pill to swallow because no one has given this to you in such a dosage as this. There's no pill. It's just masculinity being taught at its finest. Respect. That's the reality of this. When you face the fact of this, I'm telling you, you're gonna like, LDA, man, I appreciate you dropping these jewels on me. You don't know what I just went through, and you just helped me sidestep some stuff that I might have got into that would have took me back 2 years. That's what I'm doing. You know the super chat do work. We get the super chat party going. But I'm saying this to you because you might be in business. You might be in, at your job, or you might be in a relationship. How does it even apply to relationship? I'm telling you now how it applies to relationship. You got to realize that at the end of the day, it is very, 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 and they said don't use very, but sink deeper into very cold. It's very cold. And once you realize that it's that cold, you know what coat to wear because you understand that you don't have to freeze now. You don't have to freeze now. You can be like, oh, okay, I got this. Are you about to do that? It's all right. I ain't attached to what you're going to do or what you say. I'm good. Please understand this. This is not about you being a robot. I will do anything. It's not about you being a robot. It is not about you being in touch with your emotions. Please understand that. Please understand this, because we all process things through our emotions. Please understand that. But what I am saying is, it's just like he said, it's just masculinity being taught at its finest. See, the thing of it is, here we go. When you step into your masculinity, she now can fall into her what? Femininity. But if you have you being feminine and her being feminine, all you're going to do is argue and fight and debate and this and that and this, and she's going to lose respect for you. And then there's no attraction because you're charging at the same level. There has to be a negative, there has to be a positive charge in order for there to be attraction. There has to be a negative, then it has to be a positive charge for there to be an attraction. I don't care what level, who's teaching it, or whatever. There has to be a positive and there has to be a negative. It has to be a positive. Positive, negative is not negative, and it's not a bad thing. It's just how it is. There has to be a negative, there has to be a positive for there to be what an attraction that takes place. Once you realize this, you need to stand in your masculinity. That does not mean that you don't show her love. Please don't get on here where ODA said, don't show him love. No, I did not say that, nor do I condone that. Because as a husbandman, you garden and you take care of the woman so that she can bring forth fruit in your life. Oh, I'm talking down your street. You groom and you cut so that she can bring what? Fruit in your life. And if you're bringing fruit, don't you think that you're going to get the rewards of the fruit that you brought from what he groomed in your life? This is how it works. I'm guilty of the arguing. What's the difference between standing your ground? And what's the difference between that and standing your ground? The biggest thing with standing your ground or just the argument is this. You're going to have disagreements. It is natural. No two individuals who's going to be in a space long enough or whatever are not going to agree on everything. You cannot agree on everything. But what you can do is have a communication where you understand we may not agree on this. We don't see eye on eye on this. This is being cold. It's the game because it had nothing to do with your emotions or about you being right and her being right. It's about we may not agree on this, but we're going to agree to what disagree, and we will let it go. Does it always go that way? It doesn't always go that way. But I'm telling you, that's how you can do it. Because what the problem is, it's not the argument. It's about who is right. That's what the debate is really about. Who's going to be right at the end of the junction? And sometimes men, you have to be quiet. Give her time. And then drop it. But if you're trying to be right, and then on the flip side, women, because I'm talking right, you ain't right all the time. You see no memes when a woman finally admits that she's wrong. Like, oh my God. You are not right all the time. When you can face that, then you can have better communication with each other, but you're not going to agree with everybody in everybody's situation. It is not going to happen. You cannot. Everybody's not going to agree with me or like what I say or what I do. It is natural. It's the natural order of things. So you got to be okay that people are not going to agree with you. And people are going to want to argue. But you have to determine, will this argument lead to, this is cold, but what I'm talking about, is it even worth your time? Is it worth your salt, your energy, giving that to something that's not going to be resolved? Sometimes the best thing you can do is just like, unbothered. Cool. I see you. And then allow them to come back and you deal with the issue because they think the real problem is them, but it's the issue. So sometimes you got to think about, are you attacking the issue or are you attacking them? So it is imperative that you understand that the game is cold. It is cold, brothers and sisters, my good brothers and sisters. We probably talk about something light tomorrow because this is heavy. This is heavy. So we probably talk about something real light tomorrow because we need to laugh, joke, or whatever the case may be. But once you realize that, you start to look at life with a different lens and see it for what it really is. You would come and take your Mickey Mouse ears off and stop playing Donald Duck and stop looking at Minnie Mouse and see outside of the gates that we are, what's going on, and see outside of the gate that this is how it really is. What's going on, player for life? What's going on? That the game, no matter what level you on, business, YouTube, whatever the case may be, that the game is unrelentlessly cold, and it cares nothing about your mother, your sister, your brother, your who you are. It cares nothing about that. It is what it is. That's the truth of the matter. It cares nothing about you. Most people forget to tell you because they assume you know it. They assume you know it. But the game is completely cold as ice. It's cold as, well, we can say as ice. It's cold. It has no filter. It's unadulterated. It is raw. Once you realize that, you accept life for what it is. You realize that if you punch life, life was going to punch you back. That's how cold it is. See, people forget to tell you this about the game because they tell you the glamorous times and when you use the game, and some people say you don't need game, and okay, I whatever, we can philosophize on what it is, but life is about the game. And if you don't play it, you will be played. And many times you have been played in 2020, and I'm trying to get you from not being played in 2021, but you got to realize the rules of engagement. Bam. You got to know the rules of engagement. When you know the rules of engagement, guess what happens? Guess what happens? You can better play the game. And no one has told you the rules of engagement. That's why many of you are failing at it. When you realize the rules of engagement in life and game, even when it comes to women, you will have a better chance at winning. Yo, if this is making sense to you, let me know in the chat room, because I could be saying too much for you. Could be saying too much for you. I could be saying too much. This could be too much for you. This might be, you might want some, if you're happy and you do it, hey, you want that. Clap your hands kind of stuff. But if this is right down your alley, this is what you need to hear, you need to let me know in the chat room that this is what you need to hear, because it doesn't matter. Even us as content creators, the game is slick and cold. Do you understand? I know that other people decided to go at the same time that I did. The game, they don't care. It is what it is. Do you understand that there's a competition? I understand that. When you understand that, either you cry about it, play the victim, or you be the victor. This is what it's about. Yeah. Right. Hey, I bet they won't say they don't need game after the the breakdown. Painful, but stellar. Right. Great topic. Needed. The heavy. Salute, brother. Right. They care to salute. So you gotta understand. I understand that other people are going live at the same time, every day. Do you understand? I don't care. You know what I'm reaching what? What's up, Ted? I'm reaching what? The elite core. The elite core. Let's put that in there. The elite core. I didn't put it. Let me put it right there. Elite core. The elite core that's there. People who come in day and out. The elite core. Only you know what that is because you were there yesterday. The elite core. People who either bought the audio books, got the consultation. Those who are here all the time when they can. That's the elite core. That's what the elite core. The elite. There you go. ET. There you go. I love that. The elite core. Hey, LDA and Pimp God was looking like LeBron and Wade. LDA and Pimp God was looking like LeBron and Wade, Ohio's All-Star Elite. That's true. That's my dude, man. I got to bring him back on. I'm probably bring him on. I'm gonna talk to him and see if we can get back on and do something again for towards the end of the month. But that was good, right? The elite core. Those are the people who have definitely did a super chat. Those who are given through PayPal, those who given through Cash App, those who bought a book, those who got consultation. You are part of the elite core. The elite core. Not everyone gets there. When you realize that you are part of the elite core here with LDA, it's a whole different level. And there's a level above the elite core, and only some people would know what that is. But so my point is saying all of this. My point is saying is, you can be a crabberry in the game for real. Women can feel it without you even doing nothing about it. That's right. You can't play the victim and expect for women to be like, oh, I feel sorry for you. Ooh, boo boo. I feel sorry for you, boo boo. They care nothing about it. They are in it for them too. Trust me. So you understand when you're part of the elite core, this is what happens. So, and breaking this down once again, let me get back to what I'm saying. Realize that the game cares nothing about you. Your name, your number, your mama, your daddy, your grandpappy, and your grandmammy. Don't care what side of the tracks you grew up on, if you had or had not, whether your woman left you or not. All it cares, either you're going to play or be played. Either you're going to play or you're going to be played. Oh, I know. And everybody is not going to like what you do and how you do it. Don't you understand? I understand people do not like LDA. I don't care. When you don't give a flying what, you can move forward. That's how cold the game. What most forget to tell you about the game is this. Dating or whatever you want to call it, but we call it here strategies, is that it has no feelings attached to it. It is what it is. Either you take it or you leave it, or you take your ball and you go home and don't play on the court. When I used to play basketball, when I play with my sons and I played prior to that playing basketball, it's either when we play street ball, I give it two examples. Either you're going to play or you're going to sit on the sideline. Now, when I was younger, we used to play pole to pole. And the sidewalks and the grass on the sidewalk was fair game for you to get tackled. And if you're going to cry and go home, you shouldn't have been out there playing in the first place. And you might get tackled right on the sidewalk. And guess what it is? You decided to get into the game, and you decided once you caught that ball that you were going to get tackled. You were going to get hurt. Plain and simple. The game is cold. Can it work with your family members? But will leave you by yourself. Right. So what you got to do, if it leaves you by yourself, you got to what? Build another family. So yeah. So we were either you out on the street, you playing the street ball from pole to pole, and you get hit. It is what it is. You better not go home and cry. You decided to play the game. You decided you want to catch. I remember I got caught a couple of times. We called it what? Kill the carrier. We called it. We used to play this thing called down the man. So we would one person throw the ball at the one end, and if whoever catch it, they have to run the opposite way and go through everybody. So either you that's how it was. Then we had another game, but I can't say the name of it because it's whatever. But it's we played the basketball at my house. So if you miss a shot, you got hit. So imagine getting hit by the ball. So you had to make your shot. But we decided, once you decided that you're going to play the game, you got to make your shots, or you decided you're going to get hit. And many times, a lot of people got hit playing this game. It is what it is. When I played tennis, same thing what it is. When I miss, I can't get mad if the person returns it. It is what it is because I chose to play the game. Too many of you on the sidelines. We had people who were only sideline people when we played street football. We played in the wintertime, played in the summer, mostly in the fall time. It happened what it is. But guess what I realized? I decided that I said I wanted, when we playing skins or no skins, skins or no skins. I don't know y'all know about that. Skins and no skins. And we'll flip the ball or strings and no strings. And we'll do that. And if you put strings and it's not strings, well, you on the other team. So we would do that. Or when we playing ball, you got to shoot to make the shot to determine who's going to be the captain. That was what prerequisites to play the game, whether you like it or not. It didn't care if you was tall. It didn't care if you was this and that. It just was what it was. You got to realize that's how cold it is in life. When you can do that, then you will wake up to the fact that what? This is how it is. Everything else, either you play or be played. And we have too many people on the sidelines not being part of the game. So in closing, any questions right quick before I jump off? Any questions before I jump off? Before I jump off, yo, let me get this music in the background. My little play it in the background. Before I jump off, just get out. This is Lawrence D. If this has resonated with you, so the number for the day, yo. New York City, NYC, are you in the building? Or Babe C, one of the two. Let me know in the chat room. Y'all in the chat room, let me know. You in the room? Okay, New York, NYC, I need you to give me the number for the day. What's the number for the day? NYC. Give me the number. Give me the number. What's the number for the day? Some people said the game missed 12. Okay, we right there. Some people say the game missed them due to the people don't want to teach them and make them puppeteer. Right. Present. So the number for the day is 12. Let me put it in there. So you understand the number for the day is 12. 12 is the number for the day. You know how we do it in here. $12 is the number. 12 is the number. 12 is the number. Put that in the chat room. You know 12 is the number. Okay, let me get you right quick. Break that 12 down. What's a step we can do daily to observe the further connection with today's lesson about the game being cold? Good question. You got me in 7 minutes and counting. So what you can do daily is learn that you don't need to be attached to the results. So what steps you can take? You realize the game is just strategies. You realize that it cares nothing about you. Not that you are that you're careless. But you got to realize that the game cares nothing about you. My mind is thinking about multiple things right there. So I'm going to break that 12 down. So 12 is the number for the day. I'll give you a breakdown. And some people don't want to teach the game because certain people will pass them. That is very true. So what we can do today, what can we do daily to observe further the connection with today's lesson with the game being cold? is to first accept that the game is cold. Second of all, realize that you don't need to be attached to the results, and realize that everyone, even though people say friend are not your friend. Second of all, that you got to realize that you have to be, I said that, unattached. But the step you can take is to look at where you were not. You got to look back and in your life from the past to maybe 2020, where you missed it because you didn't realize that the game was cold. See, I'm always going to point back to you. I'm going to cause you to look back. Where did you miss it? Did you did not realize that the game is cold? When you realize where you missed it at, then you will figure out the steps that you need to take to realize that, make sure that this doesn't happen again. You can look back and canvas on it's called inventory. You can go back and look over your life and realize that realize that some points in your life that you missed it because you did not realize the game was this cold. So when you look at that, you can take inventory and say, I missed it there. I missed it there. You gave one already. When you said that you got into an argument when you used to argue with the ladies, boom, that's a check. Okay, another area, you did this, you did that. When you can inventory where you missed it at, then you can take the opposite step and realize I don't need to do that anymore. Let me see what you say, Roscoe. I've been reading pimp books and they open my eye wide open to the game, right? So believe me, trust me, say this first. I am not pushing for anybody to be a pimp, a Mac player, anything like that. Not doing it. No. I want this. No, not here. Not pushing for anybody to be a Mac player, pimp, none of that stuff. But what you do, you can learn. You can learn from those books of how it really is. But the steps you can take is accept that the game is cold. 2, look back where you have missed it at in the game and understanding how cold it is. And 3, not be attached to the results of the game. Sometimes we're so attached to it that we miss it. And you got it 4 or 5. What you had to do is, how do I bring my emotions into check? Some of y'all is just rap trespass. You're so sensitive. You're so sensitive. And so since you're so sensitive, you're missing it. And you cannot do that. The game is cold when you used to talk to certain people, and when they see you, they avoid you, but you have to do the stuff to this person. So, let me get this. Yes, we need to find a way to fall in love with the routine, not the results. Right? The result your goal is to get the results, but you got to do the paces to get there. So let me say it that way. So I hope that helped you, because you've been asking the best questions in here, pulling all the information out of me. So I hope that did help you guys out. Hope that did help you guys out right there. I'm going to end it. We are in 2 minutes 12 is. Let me put that. Okay, how would that happen? Man, my hand slipped. 12 is the number. 12 is the number. So when saying all that, salute, leave a comment after the video. Leave a comment after the video. Oh, my dude. I ain't see my dude in here. All men to know. Malcolm X said, right. All men need to know what the pimps know. I didn't see that. All men need to know what pimps know. Did I say be a pimp? Nope. But you need to know what they know, or you will be pimped. All men need to know what the pimps know. Good. That's what it is. I didn't even see you in the chat room. Didn't even see you in the chat room, bro. So salute to everybody that came through. I'm at my right at my marker. You said Ohio All Stars. Right. So me and Pimp Guy got to come together and we can do another one and break down some things, because we might even talk about that, what Malcolm X said, because I just thought about a book I have and something they said I can't talk. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. Why you are really losing at the game or with women. Malcolm X said all men need to know what the pimp knows. You guys are too emotional. 12 is the number. Salute to my brother, my good friend, Pimp God Warren B. And to all you guys, peace. Let's drop this music and I'm about to be out of here. Cancer. Let's drop. Yeah, I'm about to get out of here.